Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is largely bucking this trend. By the end of this year, his government will identify 25,000 Syrian refugees eligible to resettle in Canada. Still, the government will restrict some settlements by single men if they are not accompanied by families. It's just the latest development in the fierce debate over whether terrorists could disguise themselves as refugees. CCTV's Roy Ruttenberg has insight.
One of the U.S.'s longest-running comedy sketch shows has offered a glimpse of what many Americans may be discussing at their Thanksgiving dinner tables this week.
You know, I heard the refugees are all ISIS in disguise.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I actually saw an ISIS in the A&P today when I was picking up the yams.
No, you didn't, Aunt Kathy. That was an Asian woman.
The show is a parody and got laughs. But for some, what's less funny and more worrying has been the real-life, unscripted rhetoric. Like Ben Carson, a Republican candidate for president, this month comparing Syrian refugees to rabid dogs.
We have to have in place screening mechanisms that allow us to determine who the mad dogs are, quite frankly.
Or Donald Trump, another Republican presidential hopeful, saying he supported a tracking system for Syrian refugees already in the U.S.
I will absolutely take database on the people coming in from Syria if we can't stop it, but we're going to. And if I win, I've made it known, if I win, they're going back. We can't have them.
Speaking in Sri Lanka, Washington's ambassador to the UN condemned the language.
It is offensive, and it smears the legacy that the United States has, the proud and long-held tradition of taking in people who have endured profound suffering.
But new polls suggest that anti-refugee talking points may be on track on both sides of the Atlantic. Nearly half of all Americans now say the U.S. should shut its borders entirely to refugees. In the UK, the number is just slightly less, but significantly higher than just 1 month ago. Europe has seen the arrival of many more refugees than the U.S., but it's also seen some of the toughest language against them. In France, National Front leader Marine Le Pen called for, quote, an immediate halt to the intake of all migrants. In Belgium, Philippe de Winter, leader of the Flemish Secessionist Party, said only closed borders would prevent the infiltration of immigrants in ISIL. Denmark's center-right Prime Minister Lars Rasmussen this week reversed a September pledge to take in 1,000 refugees. And this is what the Czech president Miloš Zeman told anti-Islam demonstrators in Prague.
The majority of these illegal migrants are young, well-supported men. And I'm asking, why are these men not fighting for the freedom of their country against ISIL?
And now Canada says it won't accept some Syrian men applying on their own. The fear is terrorists may infiltrate their ranks. It's the same language of fear we've been hearing here in the U.S., infiltrating the public discourse. Roy Ruttenberg, CCTV in Washington.